Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Demon bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary. This one coming at you from the Intel Extreme Masters. This is going to be the one between QxC, the red Terran in the south position, and Idra, the blue Zerg in the top position on Metalopolis. This is actually a match I've been kind of looking forward to because, as you may have known if you looked at my other channel, we had an interview with QxC, and the person he really wanted to most play was Idra again. So we kind of have a little bit of a grudge match going on here. So I felt the need to cast it. So here you go. After some time of me being absent, which seems like I just kind of fell off the face of the planet, which I did not. Lots of work, lots of things, and the past week I have been sick as hell. We had like a stomach bug, and it was horrible. Horrible, 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 horrible. So, now that I've slightly recovered from that, I will be going back to work tomorrow after I've enjoyed my nice 4 days off work. 3 days off of work. So, anyway, let's see, we bring up our production tab here. Not a whole lot going on at the moment. We do have a barracks going down now for QxC, going to be blocking off his ramp. While over here, Idra, it looks like he's going to be going for a probably 14 pool since they are across the map from each other, long rush distance, so he is safe to go ahead and fast expand without too much pressure from the Terran player, because it would take him a long time to get any reinforcements up here, unless he did a proxy barracks, which you can already tell he is not doing. What I've decided to do is, he's actually doing a double barracks even before the first one's finished, so we are going to see some early pressure, probably lots of early Marines here from QxC, and he is sending an SCV. You'd probably do some scouting here, but he has been known to throw down bunkers and try and fill them up with Marines. So we can see if those Mariners can get some harassment going on. Has QxC already scouted? No, I do not think he... No, he does not, nor has Idra. So they both do not know where each other is at the moment. QxC probably throwing that down in preparation for, if it was really close, going to be pumping out lots of Marines really quickly. But we will see how this changes his gameplay and what will happen from here. As we can see, the spawning pool is going down. Looks like it's about a 15 pool. 14 hatch, I would say, you know, somewhere along those lines. And you would think that, you know, after playing this game for so many years, or the year that it's been out now, here go the Marines are rallied up here. The bunker is going down, so QxC is going to be doing his trademark bunker rush, but Idra is already on top of it and will be chewing on that bunker. Will he cancel it? Yes, he will cancel it before it does get destroyed by those drones. So the minerals were not lost, but the SCVs are here and the Marines are coming up now. Some Zerglings are out, so it looks like we'll have the SCVs going to be... Are they set to auto repair? No, they are not. So we're going to see another bunker being placed down. The Marines trying to run in and pulling those Zerglings off the creep, but will the Zerglings fall for it? No, they will pull back farther, so we are going to do a leapfrogging bunker effect here. How will Idra respond to this? He's going to bring drones off the line, bringing Zerglings out. Zerglings are going to attack the SCVs supporting the bunker, and going to be taking the drones after the SCVs building the bunker while taking the Zerglings too on those Marines. Words, things I said. QxC doing some excellent micro, taking out several of those Zerglings, but the bunker is done, but those Marines are not going to make it to it because it will go down before they can do anything about it. Let's check out our units lost tab here. Yes, QxC did lose that bunker and several Marines and SCVs, so he is just a little bit behind here where it comes to tech-wise, but a little bit ahead where it comes to units-wise. Got this one Marine going to be chasing around this drone here, trying to prevent any scouting from him, but he will go into the smoke and try and hide, but hiding will not be an option. You know, in the new map update, they must have added the gas in the back here. I didn't really notice that. Interesting. So you can't see out either. Intriguing. So you could hide a ship right there, and there's no way they can see it unless they had their own ship or flying unit. But we do have more Marines running up in here for QxC, going to be trying to harass those Zerglings. But is speed being researched? Yes, it is. It is almost done, too. As soon as that speed is done, those Marines are going to be in big trouble. But they are pulling back now, so the Zerglings are going to be going out on the hunt, making sure that those Marines have not... Cat hair in my mouth. Have not strayed too far. It looks like we have some misrallied Marines here. They're going to get picked off if they don't get rallied properly. Oh, but the speed has kicked in, and those Marines are going to go down. Trying to take as many Zerglings with them, but they are not able to. Good thing QxC has a good wall-off here, a Baneling-proof wall-off with these 3 barracks. Although they're not very techable, since they're all clustered together like that, throwing down a bunker at his natural expansion to protect his expansion itself. So we do have a good Overlord placement here by Idra, watching out for any drops that may be leaving at the north end. He's going to be throwing down another bunker right here, would probably be a good shot, but they're going to be doing what they can to try and keep these Zerglings at bay. These Zerglings are going to have to really tear up those Marines, so the Marines had to be pulled out of that bunker to come and support the other 5, although QxC did lose several. Idra losing several Zerglings in that matchup too. So at the moment we have seen 1 barracks move up and get a tech lab on it, so we will be seeing some research coming down. Probably Stimpack would be the best thing. Yes, there it goes. And we also have another Overlord checking out what's going on here, so we got some good Overlord spread. He's got Overlords checking out the entirety of his base, so he will not be proxied or dropped without knowing it. More Zerglings now moving out for Idra, and I got that statue in that mix too, so I was not able to follow just the Zerglings. It's kind of annoying how you can select the statue. Here come the Zerglings in, kind of doing a little scouting, but they are going to get picked. One gets picked off by the Marines in the bunker. Several more Marines still being produced. Is he going to be going for anything other than Marines? I do not know. I have not watched this game yet, so I'm quite intrigued. I even have the replay bar turned off here for myself, so I don't even know how long is left in the game. As we can see now, stuff is happening. 2 reactors being built on those barracks. Infernal pre-igniters, as 2 factories are now down. We have lots of Hellions coming out now, which are going to cause quite the disarray for those Zerglings, as the pre-ignite Hellions will cause tons of damage as pre-ignition is done. Those little torches are super burny, and here they go. What are we going to see here? Hellions working their way up. Queen right in the mix. Going to see the Hellions coming in, so will he pull off all his drones? No, but he will be bringing in Zerglings, and they are going to get roasted pretty heavily, but those are Steedlings, so they are going to do some severe damage to those Hellions before they can get away. 3 Hellions left out of this little 6 Hellion attack force. He will get some very important scouting information here, though, that 3rd expansion is now down, so he has got to really do something. He did get that Queen off the creep, so unless they can really do much. Ooh, they're trying to kill that Queen, but it looks like those Zerglings will come in time to take care of these Hellions. Mutalisks are now out for Idra. Let's take a check out at Idra's base. We have a Spire, a Baneling Nest, obviously a spawning pool, and we do have a a second hatchery in the natural expansion to help really pump out the larva. What do we have going on for QxC? He is getting down a starport now for probably medevac support for these Marines and Hellions, and to do some Hellion drops, but we do have a tank out now. No siege mode though, so the Hellions are going to try and go in here and maybe bait the Banelings. But the Banelings are going to be rolling in here, taking out several of those Marines, leaving that poor tank defenseless, and it will go down to the Mutalisks. There it goes. So the Marines and any other units now being made are going to be rallied somewhere else as soon as he fixes the rally point, which seems to be a problem the QxC has at the moment, which is misrallying troops, which is causing a lot of his troops to get killed. So he's going to have to stop, turn around, and fight, but the Marines are just going to go down as there are several Mutalisks in this mix. But the missile turret has now been built by the mineral line, semi-protecting some of these factories and barracks, so the Mutalisks will pull back. The 3rd base now going down for QxC as it is going to land over here at the 3rd expansion. That's kind of in the, circle that everybody does when you're on Metalopolis. So we'll see lots of Mutalisks. Looks like Idra is really going to be committing to this Mutalisk harassment. And if he, as you can see, there aren't really any missile turrets except for that one right here. There isn't really many protecting his mineral line, so if these Mutalisks come in at the right angle, they can really cause a lot of damage, and they can just hit this reactor there, cause it to burn, and they will force the Marines to run around and, stim up, use stim, waste medevac energy, and do what they can. But there will be more turrets going down here now at this 3rd expansion. These Mutalisks continuing to be annoying. I do like this play by Idra. He's forcing QxC to just be on his toes, which is something that I think is a great move by Moser. When you can keep your forces more mobile than his, it's just a matter of ninjaing around. Ninja in. So, this was a best of 3 game, so we will have the next games that coming up right after this. So hopefully there's not like hour-and-a-half long games. And these mutalisks are going to come in here and just eat up that reactor. Submarine's going to stim up and try and do some damage, but the mutalisks are just very clumped up and very hard to count how many, which that could be good and bad. It's bad if you have a Thor out, but it's good if you don't, because it can be very difficult to judge how many units are in that mix, so it can be much more of a scary force than it looks like. We do have a sensor tower, which is something you don't typically see in, I don't know, these high-level games. You just never really see them build sensor towers. And so since he has built a sensor tower, he will be able to tell when these mutalisks get in that little ring of doom. More missile turrets going down, but they are going to get taken out before anything can be done about them. Will he get them destroyed? Yes. One goes down. Our SCVs, I assume, are going to be coming out to, yes, complete the rest of those 2 sensor towers. 4th base now down for Idra. And the mutalisks continuing their harassment. This insane micro. Let's check out their APMs. Wow, 300 for QxC and almost 200 for Idra. And that's just their burst micro, or their burst APM, which, you know, you could say that it's a lot of spamming, but at 200 and this many bases and stuff, you can see why these guys are pros, because they do have tons of stuff going on at once. And it looks like they are going to rally around this one missile turret. They are going to be repairing it as they can, but there are lots of SCVs are going to be going down at the same time as those Marines do roll in to try and take out several of those mutalisks. 3 or 4 going down right there. So it looks like it is going to be time for Idra to bring in his Zergling Baneling force and just crush QxC here. This does not look good for QxC, because he has several Marines and tanks with medevac support, but unless they can get positioned properly and really get the sight to knock on those Banelings, then those Zerglings are just going to come in here and eat up everything. Planetary Fortress still. What, 10 Banelings will take out a Planetary Fortress? Especially, let's see what kind of upgrades they have. A 2-1 for Idra, and we have 1-1s for QxC. Here they come in now. Oh, this is going to be so bad. The Marines splitting up. The Banelings just rolling over everything. The Zerglings cleaning up what's left. The mutalisks just there to look around and be happy. Thors are now out, though. Why did those Banelings run that way? They should have just hit that mineral line. Snap decision by QxC. Or by Idra, sorry. So we now have the Thors here to deal with the mutalisks, which is what I was thinking. And that Thor just cannot sit still. But he is going to be getting repaired. 5th base now down for Idra, as there was a drop from QxC, but it did get almost immediately taken care of. And here comes those mutalisks from behind. Are they going to be doing some damage back here? Bunching up. Going to be taking out some supply depots. Putting supply depots down, so obviously gives them plenty of more armor. And they are going to be taking out several. Ooh, the Thors come in there and start doing their shooties. And you can see how many of those mutalisks got hit with that. This did not supply block QxC, but he is going to be throwing down some more supply depots immediately. So Idra's going to have to rethink his mutalisk usage, as there are now Thors out, so he cannot bunch them up like he was, but you can see the swarm of Zerglings now going to be coming in with these mutalisk and Baneling, and this is going to be very, very hard for Idra, or for QxC to deal with, even though he does have 1-1 on his Thors also. The Marines now up to 2-1. So this is quite a nasty little force. And we will see how this turns out, as QxC is going to be moving up into the gold expansion, where Idra is waiting, and he is going to be splitting up his forces. Fungal growth going down on the Marines. The Zerglings and Banelings rolling in. Banelings exploding over everything. The Zerglings going to be cleaning up what's left. Magic boxing those mutalisks on top of the Thors and taking up the entire force. Broodlords now coming in. this is it for QxC, as it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases, 2, 3, 4 almost. But with those, we have a few Vikings, but with that many Mutalisks still left, they're not going to be able to do much with that. Zerglings and Marines are not mixing well together. Idra's really taking this game to QxC. Those Broodlords being the icing on the cake. That is the first game in this Intel Extreme Masters. A very good game. QxC GG's and leaves. Whew, second starport going down. So that was a very intense game. Seemed very one-sided though. QxC really had control of that game. Not QxC, sorry. Idra had control of that game the whole time, as he was getting his 3-3 adrenal glands and Zerg melee attack level 3, as well as chitinous plating for the Ultralisks that he was going to build. So you can see QxC definitely had his long-term game plan. Oh my god, why do I keep calling him QxC? Idra. La! Idra definitely had his long-term game plan thought out. So, that's that. On to game number 2.